Bryce, where's Bryce? Bryce Hall. Look how young he is, how handsome he is.
All right, this is gonna be like one of the most boring yap sessions you'll ever see, because I'm saying nothing new, and I'm talking about someone so profoundly and chronically boring that the only shred of relevance they get throughout the fiscal year of 2024 is endorsing Donald Trump, the former president. Bryce Hall endorsed Donald Trump for president. So he made a few TikToks. If you don't know, by the way, Bryce Hall is this wash. And like, listen, I'm washed, but this is like washed to the fucking max. Like, been around the bush. Like living in LA for 10 years as a content creator thing. He's been around for forever. He's like the plague. He's like a fungus on the bottom of a tree. And he's been around since like the Vine days, I want to say. And you might say, well, what kind of content does he do? And to that, I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even give you like a succinct sentence even describing what he does, because I don't know what he does. I know he was in the Hype House for a little bit. Or no, sorry, the Sway House? He was in one of the houses, and I know he does poker tournaments now. I can say that much. I've seen him compete in, like, they call them celebrity poker tournaments, and then you look, and it's Tana Mojo and, like, someone from, like a side character from Drake and Josh, and that's, like, the celebrity poker tournament. But he was recently called on stage by Donald Trump at one of his rallies, and he said, "Everyone, please welcome." He was like, "Bryce Hall, come on up here.
Come on up if you want, Bryce. Come on. What the hell? We have a lot of time, right?
Look at that handsome boy." Literally said, like, "Look at this handsome boy. 40 million subscriber follower on the TikTok, which I'm trying to ban, but I don't give a fuck because I like Bryce Hall and he's supporting me. So come on stage, Bryce Hall." And so he invites Bryce Hall on stage, and he says for like 4 seconds, he's like,
"We need Trump back, really bad. Make America great again."
And my friend sent it to me, and I didn't even believe that it was real at first. I was like, "There's no way. There's no fucking way." And I'd seen a few months ago, Bryce Hall was posting these TikToks, being like, "If Kamala Harris." Oh, fuck, what do you even say? Listen, like, it's not even, he's just so boring and bland. Like, thinking about him is the equivalent of tasting, like, broth. Like, just, like, fucking, like, low-sodium chicken broth. Like, that's what his vibe is to me. Or it's the equivalent of eating, like, a gas station bag of unsalted peanuts. Like, that is what Bryce Hall brings to the fucking party. So, forgive me when I can't remember what he even said a month ago that even blew up the internet, when he was like, "I don't like Kamala. What about that? What if I like Trump?" It doesn't even ring a bell. So, but this whole situation, as boring as it is, and as predictable as it is, makes me think of this movie that I just rewatched that I really like, called Tar. It's about this, it's kind of similar. I don't even fucking know if Bryce Hall's been canceled for anything. I don't. I forgot I put on hippo videos, and I did not know what the fuck was playing on my screen. That looks crazy. We're gonna pause that one. Oh, he's eating watermelons. We're still gonna pause that. What was I saying? Oh yes. Okay, so it made me think about this movie Tar, which is about this. It's kind of like the great American movie about cancel culture, but this composer, fictional character, but famous composer who has won an EGOT. Is like universally loved and respected, and then slowly it kind of like you witness her downfall, and in the end of this movie, spoiler, I highly recommend you watch it, so like skip the next 30 seconds if you're gonna watch. But at the end of the movie, she once performed or composed in these beautiful concert halls in like the Berlin Philharmonic, and like had this book coming out, and then now she's like doing the compositions for music in like rural Thailand for like a Comic-Con, and it's just like this crazy movie about how your career can just like completely spiral down, and you're still trying to do things, obviously, like you still need to make money even though you've like lost everything and you're like completely irrelevant, so you're doing like these weird things for scraps. And that's what this whole thing made me think of. It made me think of how if you're Bryce Hall, like, he's not interesting to me at all, but like the whole concept of Bryce Hall is very interesting because he's one of the few people that's been around for like fucking forever, like a cockroach. Like after the nuclear bombs fall on our world and nothing is left but the cockroaches, what do the cockroaches do? They scurry around and they have no purpose other than like merely survival, I guess. Like, he's been around for probably over 10 years, because what the fuck was 10 years ago? 10 years ago was 2014, and I think he's been around earlier than that. Listen, I'm not doing a fucking deep dive on him, but he's been around for probably over 10 years. I believe started on Vine. Was he in MagCon? Fuck, like I can't remember. He's like permeating every little kind of like, you know, that vibe, like MagCon, lights out tour vibe of like I feel like he was everywhere. He was fucking omnipresent. But once again, he's not interesting. But his like story and his path was, because if you've been around for that long and you're someone who is like Bryce Hall, he did like a boxing match or something recently. I totally forgot about that whole career arc. Like, he doesn't do anything. He's kind of similar to like a Kardashian, where he exists. He's like, and I know, listen, this is coming from a motherfucker that also doesn't do anything. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing sitting on my ass here watching videos of, like, watching a fucking 10-hour hippo watermelon ASMR video? Like, I'm actually not shit either, but maybe I'm the person to talk about this then. Because I think about this sometimes. I think about it. Oh, not funny. So, I am approaching, 6 years on, like, online, having this be my thing, doing my like silly little videos, and to me it feels like it's been 2 years. If you told me I started TikTok and YouTube 2 years ago, I would have said, well, yep, that's correct. No, motherfucker, I started this shit in 2018 and it's 2024, and not to mention all the years I was doing it before I got like any kind of like followers or anything like that. But I'm typically so like focused on like what's happening right now, and it's hard for me to like look in the future. But I'm like, holy fuck! Like in 4 more years, if I'm alive, I'll have been doing this for 10 years. And it's like, you know, what if things go? What if I just like really fucking crash out and I lose like all motivation to do anything, and I'm suddenly in the Las Vegas celebrity poker tournaments and I get on stage with but it makes you think, because like realistically, I don't think this, if we're gonna call this a fucking job, I don't think like being an influencer is something that you can really do for 10 years. Like, it's a weird mindset to be in, and your like sense of reality is like so shifted when you're doing it, because it's such a like a hyper real thing and job to do. So especially if you're someone like Bryce Hall, who lives in LA, like fucking dated Addison Rae, is in those circles, and I think I've met him one. I can't remember. So probably not. Or probably because I don't think he would leave like a lasting impression on me. But anyways, after 10 years of like doing like basically nothing, basically just existing in these circles and somehow getting views for it, and like doing like these little random things, like a fucking boxing match here, a relationship with Addison Rae there, I feel like you would start to have an identity crisis. I feel like you'd start to wonder like what your purpose is. And sorry if that's sounding kind of harsh, but genuinely, like, what purpose are you serving at that point? Because is anyone a fan of Bryce Hall? Is there any Bryce Hallinators out there? Please make some fucking noise if you are. I don't know. I'm sure I feel like he's one of those people that's like very known. like everyone obviously knows who Bryce Hall is, but like it would be a weird situation to be like 10 years in, and I'm sure he's fucking loaded. I'm sure he's got like money, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know his spending habits. I feel like he did like some crypto stuff at some point. I just know he sold a Bitcoin. I just know he made a video be like, hey guys, make sure you download my official Bryce Hall NFT because this is gonna be worth $9 bajillion once this I would lay money on it. I'm gonna look it up after. No, I'm gonna look it up right now actually because it's eating away in my soul. Wait, I got the new iOS and it has Apple Intelligence. Let's see if Siri with AI can tell me. Wait, I want you to hear the sound because the sound is like actually so sexy. Listen to this. No, that was too quiet. One sec. Louder. Fucking God. What? I literally forgot what I was going to say. I just said what and my brain went blank. Last time. Did Bryce Hall ever sell NFTs? Bryce Hall. Oh, my fucking screen time limit's up. Passcode 9781. Okay, 15 minutes. What is this? Oh my God! I hate when you turn the you turn off the screen time limit and then it won't play audio.
Screwed up a big deal for the Sway Boys. Me, Josh, and Jaden and Blake got arrested for weed. That screwed a deal that was like a multi-million-dollar deal for a lot of the guys that were in Sway. After the arrest, Michael Gruen kind of like screwed me over and like said it was all my fault.
Michael Gruen was your former manager.
Where's the fucking NFT? Okay, love the Google's just like absolutely useless or Siri's useless. Let's recenter the conversation. Let me regather what I was talking about. His story excites me because I'm not saying that I would get on stage with Donald Trump, but at that point in your career, you're going to start doing things to just like get that feeling of eyes looking at you. I feel like, especially if you're someone, listen, I'm not going to like diagnose him or anything here, but I would say that maybe he's a little bit of a narcissist or has narcissistic tendencies, which, you know what, I would honestly say is the case for 90% of people on social media. Fucking duh. But I feel like if you're in that position, you're going to want, like, you're going to get that craving, almost like a food craving of having eyes on you. And if you're at that point in your career, it doesn't really matter what. Like, you see that with so many long time crash out like YouTuber or influencers who've been around for so long. The crazy shit that they just start doing because it's like they just want like a shred of like what once was. Because obviously Bryce Hall, like his views are down. Like no one is like tuning the fuck into Bryce Hall like 6 months ago before he did all this. Like they just weren't. He's someone who's been like consistently propped up by the people he's been around, the circles that he's been in. I don't think he can like stand up on his own. He's like a wet rag. It'll just go. So is that why? I mean, that's why I think it's like so predictable that this happened. Like I was more shocked that Donald Trump brought him onto stage and not shocked that Bryce Hall went on stage with Donald Trump because like, it's like, what the fuck does Donald, like, someone needs to even go tell Donald Trump, like, hey, you're not getting anything from the, like, you're not getting, like, new voters. And we're like, wait, my Brycey loves Trump? Well, I'm registered to vote for Kamala, but I think I'm going to vote for Trump. Like, he didn't get any fucking votes from it. So it's like, what's the point of that? And like I don't think his aura could get fucking lower, but like somehow that makes Trump's aura feel lower. It's just so predictable. It's so predictable. I mean, I would have loved to see him do something new, like something fun and original, like endorse fucking RFK or something. Be like, I too have a worm in my brain. Just boring, just fucking boring. And you can really tell he's just trying to like milk the fuck out of this moment because I think he's made like 8 TikToks about it at this point. Like just saying hey, haters. Hey, fucking liberals. You're crying because I'm with Trump. Oh, and he's like stitching people. Like, I saw someone like draw him really shittily. He's like, oh, you tried to draw me? That looks like shit. How about you, and like arguing and debate people? It's just like, oh my God. It's like, please do something interesting. Do something entertaining. Like, create something. I'm sure that you've probably even called yourself like a creator at some point. Create something. Create. Oh my God, I thought my eye was like so big. I thought these glasses were like really making my eyeballs. Make something, Bryce Hall. Fucking do something. Like, I don't think that for the next 50 years you can be doing poker tournament, boxing match, and TikTok publicity stunt over and over and over again. Because what are you going to do when you're 60 and you're still doing that? And the only time that you have eyes on you and you get money is when you do something insanely provocative. And I'm not saying that he's just doing this for like eyes to be looking at him, but like I'm sure he probably is a Trump supporter too. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. But it makes me wonder, like, who's next? Like, who out of that little group, like the fucking 2020 hype house people, who's next to crash out in such a spectacular, stunning way? It's interesting to see like which musicians. I think that same rally actually is when Donald Trump invited Nicky Jam on stage, who's like a reggaeton singer who is a male, and he was like, "Bring it up, this beautiful woman, Nicky Jam," and then it's like fully a man. Like, I think that was the same fucking rally. Like, I bet Trump got off that stage and just wanted to kill himself. Like, he's like, I wish the bullet didn't fucking miss. Like, just miss after miss, bro. Like, horrible rally. Like, imagine your lineup for the rally is Donald Trump, Bryce Hall, and fucking Nicky. Anyways. And he's part of this like very rare breed. I feel like not many people can in, I don't know, like the social media fucking sphere can exist that way anymore, where like they don't do anything, they just like are around people that are doing things and get famous or like followers by association. You don't see that often anymore. And it's mostly people like just from that era of 2020 who were able to stay alive. But I wonder, like, as their income goes down and their rent is the same. I heard about this thing called lifestyle creep, where it's this term or like phenomenon where people who become rich, their standard of living goes up. So they start spending more, they start buying more things. They're always traveling in like first class and stuff. Once they start losing their income, say it was like a temporary thing, like they won the lottery, or they had a good job but then they got laid off or something, or their stocks fucking go down. I don't know, like any situation where they had a lot of money and then they lose it. They still have the same standard of living, so they're still wanting to like fly first class all the time and like be spending like $5,000 a month, but they don't have the funds to do it anymore. And I feel like that phenomenon is happening to a lot of people from that original hype house group. And I think about it. I think about like when I was first starting social media and I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like it was very much like a survival mode for me from 2018 to like 2021, because I like perpetually had like $200 in my bank account, and I was like, not that this is like fucking necessary and like this is like on me, like a stupid spending decision, but like I was flying to LA a bunch before I was like moved there, and like that wasn't cheap, especially like paying for places to stay while I was down there. Like I'd pay my now roommate like money to stay at his house. Well, I guess that was just pretty much rent, but and I was like in such a survival mode that like I would do fucking anything. Like the amount of like song promos I did back then, oh my god, bro, like never scroll back. I think I deleted most of them actually, but like the amount of random fucking songs where they would like pay me like $500 to like do a dance to. And I also didn't know what the fuck I like enjoyed putting on like TikTok or YouTube. Like I would just like throw shit on there and like didn't really have any kind of like vision to it. Really, like not that like every TikTok has to have a creative vision. You are the storyteller of your own story. Like it's not that fucking deep, but like I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And when I look at someone like Bryce Hall, I think that's like he strikes me as someone who has never figured out what they wanted to do with their career. Like they just have always been in survival mode, and maybe not survival mode because obviously like I think at some points he was probably thriving, making like butt fucks of money, but just kind of existing with no real purpose. Fuck, I'm being so mean. I know it's like Bryce Hall, but I'm like, I think Bryce Hall kind of doesn't have a fucking purpose on this earth and should die. Like, let me tone it down. Anyways, fuck, like that's enough. That is enough talking about him. He's just so boring and irrelevant. But like him himself is boring. I just like talking about. I mean, everyone loves hearing about like downfalls. They love hearing like that's one of the biggest genres on YouTube. There's that whole channel Sunny V2 would just be like the downfall of XYZ, the downfall of this Uber, the downfall why this is Mr. Beast was a nightmare, like shit like that. I don't know why. It's like a kind of Schadenfreude. Fuck, where did I just hear this word? Where did I just on the fucking Slushy Noobs podcast? I think they were talking about this Schadenfreude. It's like a German word, and I looked it up, and it's like when you find joy in other people's downfall. And I think, which sounds like so evil on paper, like I would never enjoy someone else's downfall. Yes, the fuck you would. You would. And I think that's partially, I just heard like a fire noise come from my walls. What the fuck was that? Okay. No, everyone loves to see the downfall of like people, especially people they don't like, which whenever like say someone's getting canceled, not saying that like this is like negating whatever like is the reason why someone's getting canceled, but like why some people like to pile on when someone's being canceled, like guilty. The amount of times I've seen someone that like a celebrity or something that I don't fucking like get canceled, and I'm like alrighty. Before we get into this week's drama, I just want to say thank you for 500,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. What the hell? There's so many of y'all. This was like this is and has always been my place to just kind of fucking yap about like whatever. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that now there's 500,000 of y'all, and randomly videos will blow up, and it'll make me very anxious, and it makes me want to talk about something so niche and like not algorithm friendly so that they all go away, because once again this is just my little place to yap because I don't want to pay for therapy. But regardless, thank you, I appreciate you, and let's get into this week's drama, baby. If you want me to read your... Sorry, ew, that fucking sniffle was so nasty. If you want me to read your drama on a future episode of Drama Mama, comment it down below on the YouTube video version of this podcast, please. I'll give it a read. I'll give you some advice. And this one comes from @CosmoForest. Okay, so drama here. There are these two annoying-ass homophobic boys in my school, and they joined the GSA club as a joke and kept making annoying-ass pronoun jokes and giggling, but we're not allowed to kick them out. How do I get them to leave? That is like... Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. That's just like a next level version. Like, that is so... That is so crazy to join a GSA just to make like pronoun jokes. Like that is actually... I don't even know. I think you're dealing with like the actual fucking devil, to be honest. I think go make a new one, I guess. Like they've claimed that shit. They've pissed all over your club. They've tainted the image of it forever, permanently. But sorry that happened. Maybe they're projecting. Honestly, probably. Like, what do you mean you're joining the gay straight alliance of your school as a joke, bro? Like, that you got something else going on. Anyways, I love you all, and I'll see you next Thursday. Fun video coming this weekend. I went on a little side quest last weekend, and you'll see what happened, and that's all I'll say. Love you. Take care. Bye.
Paparazzi team, Bryce. Oh, God.